This session is all about you. This has got nothing to do with work, as I said, but then I know that when you're at your best, everybody benefits. But the question it asks is, could you be happier even if nothing in the world around you changed? Now, traditional psychology is the study of what's wrong with you. Depression, anxiety, phobias, and all that kind of stuff. And as somebody in a former career who was off work for 6 months with depression and anxiety, absolutely essential. Absolutely essential. But it'll get you to well. What we at the Art of Brilliance are interested in are taking you from well to brilliant. What an opportunity to connect you with that version of you. Imagine each and every one of you, all 600 of you, tomorrow, walking into work like this. Who likes a hug? Who, if I came anywhere near you for a hug, would go, back off, where's HR? Now, there's a science in hugging. The average length of time of a hug is 2.1 seconds. But for that oxytocin to kind of go in your brain, kind of those endorphins to go off, you have to hug somebody for 7 seconds. So when you go home tonight, give your loved ones a 7-second hug. 2 bits of advice. Hold on tight. Because they're expecting a 2.1 and you're going in for the full 7. But the thing is, it's like anything. I think anything's possible. I think you're all incredible people, capable of incredible things. But there's one thing that constantly gets in your way, which is what? You. Yeah, absolutely. We get in our way all the time. Do you do engagement surveys at work? Yeah, we've kind of moved away from satisfaction to engagement. I mean, thankfully, I hate the word satisfaction, because I know my wife's working from home today, and if I go home tonight, and she'll have made dinner, and I eat it, and she says, how was that? And I go, satisfactory. Was it Thomas Edison said, I've not failed, I've just found 10,000 ways that don't work. I see this all the time. People talking to me, oh my God, I've had the worst day ever, nightmare. And I'll go, why, what happened? And then they tell me something that probably lasted 60 seconds. Or a little bit longer, yet they've let it infect their entire day. Here's our research. Let me share our research. 12 years of research into the most flourishing and happy people. If I followed you around with a clipboard, and I promise I won't, I'd notice that we'd all have an upper level of positive during our day or week when we felt great. We'd also have a lower level of negative when we didn't feel so great. And there was a huge survey in the UK about working adults about what number out of 10 do they spend the majority of their life. What number do you think? 3, bang on. That most people spend the majority of their life as the 3 out of 10 version of themselves, barely alive. Reality of life is hard, isn't it? It's hard. We've got to get through it. I mean, it all comes back to your thinking, though. Because whatever age we are, whatever experience we've got, the thinking that's got us to where we are today might not get us to where we want to get to in the future. If we challenge our thinking, get our thinking going, we can definitely change the results that are possible. But over time, you'll see how your significant people around you, your parents, grandparents, and people like that, respond and react to certain situations, and you think that's normal. So you copy it. I mean, were you told at school copying was bad? Copying is the biggest form of flattery there is. Because you never copied from somebody who didn't know what they were doing, did you? You copied from the people who knew what they were doing and passed it off on your own. Organisations now call that best practice. Who loves a to-do list? Who loves a to-do list so much that when you do something that's not on your to-do list, you write it down just so you can cross it off? Proudly put your hands up. Proudly put your hands up. So now, as well as writing your to-do list, I want you to write a to-be list. So write your to-do list on the left-hand side of your page, and on the right-hand side of your page, talk about how you want to be. If you believe you can do this or believe you can't, then guess what? You're right.